Okay, welcome back to Movie Scout 007's Keyboard Road Warrior series, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with just a laptop and its keyboard. So, at the end of the last video we had leveled up to 14. We are quite away from 15, so that's not going to happen in the next video, but this video we do have that skill point to assign, so let's go and do that now. So we're going to attach that to Fragile. That gives us, that's level 2 fragile, 10% higher reward, 5% increase on top of what we already had for delivering fragile cargo. It also means that we get access to fragile loads. So let's assign that and apply that. Right, let's have a quick look at the upgrades that are available to us. A lower grille, some exhausts. Ooh, the 6x4 chassis gives us a lot more stability, and a naff looking paint job, and some chrome mirrors. I think we'll stick with the painted mirrors. So we're not going to buy any of that, but that's what is available to you should you choose not to follow the route that I'm choosing, which is obviously to build the empire before we start splashing the cash. So if you look at our, ooh, wow, we have £109,286. So we're going to buy that lorry. So the first thing we do is go into truck dealers. Where's a Volvo dealership? That's a large Volvo dealership. Let's click on that one. Visit selected dealer. We're visiting it, but we're going to, because we're not driving the lorry, we're going to stay in Strasbourg. So it's not going to change how we where we go from. We're not going to suddenly be driving from Strasbourg. So we wait for that to load. We'll go to the sleeper cab design, which is what we get. Sorry, the FH, the 2013 FH with the sleeper cab design. We're going to customize it by dropping down to the 420 bhp engine. So that is £80,184. So we'll confirm that. We will purchase it. No, we don't want to drive our new truck. We're going to put it in Liverpool, in slot number 4, and OK that. So our finances have now gone down to £29,000. We're going to escape from that. Yes, we want to exit the truck dealership. Go to the recruitment agency and let's see who we can find to hire. See who we can find to drive our truck. So I'm kind of looking for 3 or 4. I'm looking for a relatively high rating, so 1.7 looks like it's the highest. I'm looking for a bit of a spread, 1.8, so I'm looking for a bit of a spread. But what we've got here at Zumbor, he has got 4 skill points already, 1 in ADR, 2 in long distance and 1 in fragile. I think we're going to go with Zumbor. So Zumbor is going to be our 4th driver. Let's take him to Liverpool and let's put him behind the wheel of our truck. Boom. You'll notice that I haven't painted the truck as I did with the 3 previous trucks. That's because I am going to apply a custom paint job to that, as I am going to apply to all of them, but I haven't got that available. That may or may not happen. We will see. But I don't want to spend money painting the truck black when I may spend further money painting it in the colours of Liverpool Logistics. But at the moment, my truck that I'm driving is going to remain black. So, now that we've done that, let's go to get our truck repaired, and let's get some rest. Actually, let's escape. We can get the map to show us to that. I think the nearest dealership's in. So if we go to the map, I should have just pressed M to go to the map. It should be taking. Yes, it's taking us to Strasbourg, which is kind of what we want to do. Do we though? Do we want to go to Strasbourg? We could rest and recuperate here and then take a load. I think we're going to rest and recuperate here and take a load. So let's find... Oh, parking brakes on. Let's find our rest stop. Get fully rested. Select a job, and we'll fix the truck when we're in a city, at a depot that's near a city. So that's our rest stop. So engine off. Alright, we can't... Okay, we can't do the third one. Ooh, Imre, 6,700. You sly dog. And John, 3,060. Excellent. And I'm guessing we must have paid an instalment if that 9 grand has taken us to 33 instead of 36. Right, so let's go to the job market and select ourselves a job. And this time we'll try and remember to get a job in a city that we haven't visited. So we're in Strasbourg. Odense. Have we been to Odense? Yes, we've been to Odense. Oh, hang on. Have we been to Odense? Yes. Brno in the Czech Republic. Berlin in Germany. Let's go to Brno in the Czech Republic because we haven't been to Brno. So let's set that as our destination, and as is always my want, I'm going to take the screenshot of our destination so that I can produce that little time-lapse video at the end of our career. Let's go and pick up our load. Engine on. Nearly clattered into a wall there. I'm actually having to go to Strasbourg anyway, so I probably could have just gone to Strasbourg, but we're not going to recuperate or do anything like that. We did that all here. So we'll go and pick up the load and then we'll make our way to Brno. I know that it's spelled B-R-N-O, but it's actually pronounced Brno. I think I've mentioned this on a previous video. £26,000 is nice. £26,000 is on our way to our lorry number 5. And as soon as we've got lorry number 5, we will aim for our second garage. So we're going to want to pick a. Alright, so there's no, I didn't want to go in reverse. There's nothing coming. The lack of light really does hurt you. Now on this particular make of lorry, they actually have a side-facing light. When you activate the indicators, it activates a headlamp facing in the direction you're indicating. That's too complex for them to include in this game, but I think it's fantastic. I think it's a brilliant idea because, as you could see, when you're going down a dark country road, if someone happens to be walking or cycling up that country road with no lights or no reflective paraphernalia, or if someone's driving a car with no lights, you can't see them. Ooh, blimey Charlie. You can't see them. You've got no idea that they're coming, and so you've got no way of knowing whether there's someone there. You can only assume there isn't. So this side-facing headlight, this idea of a side-facing headlight in the direction that you're facing, is a brilliant idea. Is the direction you're turning, sorry. That's a brilliant idea. Stuttgart. Oh, we're not heading to Stuttgart. We will head to Stuttgart at some point, because Stuttgart is the home of Mercedes, and when we start our garage in Stuttgart, we're going to put 5 Mercedes trucks in Stuttgart. What am I going to talk about in this video? No, I foolishly didn't make a plan for what to talk about in this video. I did in the previous one. I had my plan about talking about Steam because it was on my mind at the time. Do you know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the sort of the grey area between console launches. We're between PS3 and PS4. We're between Xbox 360 and Xbox One. And as I suspected it would happen, previous gen games are suddenly being released in next gen versions. The first of these to come out is Tomb Raider, and it's called the Definitive Edition, which makes me laugh. However, I'm kind of annoyed. I've got Tomb Raider. I played it until we moved, and then obviously I didn't have a telly for a couple of weeks to do any of this game. Oh, I need to be in that lane. And so I kind of lost touch with Tomb Raider. I was enjoying it, but I got stuck on a particular spot where I kept getting killed, and as is my want, I changed to something else and then come back to it later. So I've actually only played about 6 to 8 hours of this PS3 version. I will be back in the UK in 4.5 months. I will have a PS4. I will have hardly scratched the surface of my PS3 game save, and the PS4 version looks really beautiful. I'm not sure whether it's worth the upgrade. It's a lot of money. It cost me £30 to buy when I picked it up originally. It's going to cost £60 to pick up the PS4 version, which kind of ticks me off a lot, because I will be downloading it rather than buying a physical copy of the disc, because that is what I'm going to do with my PS4. I'm not going to have discs anymore. Being that I'm in New Zealand and I have a UK PS3, I had some money left in my account in the UK, my bank account, and my PlayStation Network account is linked to my UK. Sorry, it's not linked to my UK bank account, but it's linked to the UK PlayStation Network. So when I buy games, I buy them in pounds, which means that I have got to buy the PlayStation Network cards. Now, I can do that. There's a couple of websites that let me do that. The one I use is game.co.uk. Was it game.com? I forget now. They sell top-up cards. They email you the code. Then I pop that on my PlayStation Network account, because I have post PSN Apocalypse, I have no intention of linking my bank account to the PlayStation Network or a credit card to the PlayStation Network. That's never going to happen. I am going to buy these cards so that the most I ever lose is what's left in my PSN wallet. I'm never linking a card to this to one of these systems. I have been, and also because I'm a PlayStation Plus subscriber, I have been downloading games from PlayStation Plus, and I've bought a couple of games from the PlayStation Network. I bought The Last of Us. I bought Stacking, which was an incredible amount of casual fun. I really enjoyed that. So much fun. It's probably the only casual game I've actually finished, in that I can't do any more. It's quite sad, actually. I was really enjoying Stacking. That was good fun. I bought a couple of other things I forget now. I need to be in that lane. But I've done it by buying PlayStation Network cards. and but PlayStation Plus, and between PlayStation Plus and the fact that I couldn't buy physical copies of games in New Zealand because I didn't want a New Zealand copy of a game just in case New Zealand was struggling with the same sort of moronic censorship that Australia is, because I'm an adult. I want to play the game that the designers intended me to play, not the gimped version of the game that the Australian censors want me to play, because they're still labouring under the moronic misapprehension that video games are for children. They're not for children, they're for adults. The fact that adults buy adult games for their children does not change the fact that... Oh, hang on, let me... I don't know. Okay, it's not Tremory. It's probably WGC's. Oh no, it's not even them. I've got a left turn coming up. It doesn't change the fact that these games are designed for grown-ups, not for children. The sooner that parents wake up to the fact that adult video games are not suitable for their children, the better. I do not understand the mentality of a parent that will let a child play an adult video game. It's the least responsible thing that... Ooh, hello. It's possibly the least responsible thing that a parent can casually do for their child. But I'm not a parent, and so I'm not exposed to that kind of pressure that a parent is exposed to. So let's take that job. And I do understand that parents are exposed to a significant amount of pressure by children. A pester power, I think they call it. Where is our load? It's around the corner. And which one is it? No. Yeah, it's that one there. So let's see if we can hook this load up. Okay, we're hooked up and ready to go. So we're off to... Oh, let's not clatter the load on the load that sat next to it. We're off to Brno in the Czech Republic. Yes. So this is a thing that's happening with video games in the sort of the gap between when the PS3 first came out. It came out with a number of games simultaneously launching on PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360. I think the biggest one was launching simultaneously, I think, was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, where you could buy it in any of them. And Sony were offering this deal where if you couldn't wait, because it came out on the PS3 probably a month before the PS4 was launched. Although they launched it simultaneously, you couldn't actually buy the game. That's not really launching, is it? They announced them simultaneously, but you couldn't buy the game until the PS4 itself was launched. Sony offered this deal where you could buy the PS3 version, and then when the PS4 version came out, you could get that for £10. You could get an upgrade to the PS4 version for £10. I held off. I am deeply excited by Assassin's Creed 4, but I want to play it next gen. I've got enough games on my PS3, and I've got this game to distract me that I didn't need to buy it on the PS3. Right, we're going to make this exit. So 13 hours of game time. This is going to be a long journey for us. This is possibly going to be split in two. because I'm going to have to give up my this gaming PC to my wife when she gets home. So I might have to complete this journey on another day. Straight across, I need to be in that lane. That was never going to happen for me. Sometimes I can have a bit of willpower, sometimes I can't. I'm having willpower issues with Gran Turismo 6. I desperately want Gran Turismo 6, but I'm aware that even though it's a PS3 game, it's also a game that works better with the steering wheel. So I'm kind of in two minds. Do I hold off and wait to own it until I'm back in the UK? Will I not play Gran Turismo 6 because I will have a PS4 and I won't want to play PS3 games? I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, let's slow for that corner. We're coming to a halt for some red lights. Okay. I don't know whether I've made a tactical error of being in this lane. I think I have made a tactical error because it's down to a single lane, and I need it to be in that lane. Yeah. It was a tactical error, but we've recovered. Yeah, I didn't want. I'm sort of. I'm humming and hawing about. Do I get it? And I probably will get it. I'll probably play it with the joypad, obsessively, which may impact on this. But we'll see. If I'm going to get it, I need to top up my PlayStation wallet, my PSN wallet, because I don't have quite enough money in my wallet to get it. It's I'm not going to get the special edition because I don't see the point in getting a special edition for 6 cars and some paint jobs. Certainly not for an extra £10. I don't see that as worthy. Plus, I know that those things will be released later on. I don't know. We'll see. I have owned every version of Gran Turismo, so the completionist in me is thinking I should have it, and I should have it now. I haven't had the special editions of any of the games, just the regular bog standard editions. The only game I've ever had the special edition of was Gran Turismo 4, Grand Theft Auto 4. Sorry. I kind of wanted the special edition of Grand Theft Auto 5, but I was in the wrong country when it was released, and I didn't want to wait because I knew the whole damn thing would be spoilt for me. But, I kind of don't miss the fact that I didn't get the special edition, and I probably will never get another special edition again, having been in a foreign country and missed out on special editions for a number of games that I might have forked out the extra cash for special editions. I think the benefit of having the game on the hard drive without having to have the disc has vastly outweighed the paraphernalia that comes with a special edition. So we don't need fuel, we don't need a rest. We're alright on that front. And, yes. So, we're going to be on a slow road behind this lorry unless I can get past him. No, not here. And not on a blind corner. It's easier to actually. It's ironic. It's easier in the game to overtake during the day than it is at night. Whereas in real life, it's significantly easier to overtake at night time. Okay, there's a blind corner coming up, so I'm not going to risk that, because I know if I don't pull out, there'll be no car, but if I pull out, the game will spawn a car. Because it's a bugger like that. Yeah, I probably could have made that. But as I said, the game probably would have spawned a car or an oncoming truck if I'd done it. All right, we're getting into daylight. Is that oncoming or is that in our lane? Or is that something that's not on the road altogether? Let's give this a go. Will we pay the price? Nope. No, I think we're all right. We're all right, and we've cleared him. Good. Right, we're going to take a... Do you know what? I bet that guy is turning right, so all this effort's been somewhat for naught. Why are the headlights picking out that hay shouldn't be reflective? It should be dull. It should be a very dark, dim shape. Yeah, of course you're going to burst into my lane. Oh, damn it. Did we just do damage? No, we got away with it. So, yes, Assassin's Creed 4, I'm really excited about. I loved Assassin's Creed 2. It is so much that I completed it. I platinumed the game on my PS3. I want to play Brotherhood, but I'm so sorely disappointed that they introduced the multiplayer element, because it means I won't platinum it. I am not even vaguely interested in the multiplayer aspects of that game, not even for a second. Playing against random strangers all over the world, while a fascinating and fantastic technological achievement, doesn't interest me one iota, primarily because a lot of the people that you end up playing against are morons, teenage morons, possibly from Middle America. They've been bought a game by their parents that they should never be allowed to play, and they spend the entire time impugning the reputation of your mother and threatening to do awful things to her, which is not relaxing. I play video games to escape from reality and to have fun and to enjoy myself, and it's not enjoyment to listen to some moronic Middle American teenager threatening to have sex with your mother. Something which is A, not possible, B, highly unlikely, given that my mum has taste and class, and is not ever prone to indulging the moronic, fetid sexual whims of trite little US incubuses. I've said American a couple of times, and by American I mean US. Apologies to the citizens of Mexico and Canada and Brazil. I have had online arguments with people from the United States about why they shouldn't refer to themselves simply as Americans. They are Americans, but they're also citizens of the US. When they say American, they quite often mean US. They almost certainly mean to identify themselves as citizens of the United States of America. I think one of the things that the founders of the United States should have done more clearly was give a more appropriate name to the nation. I don't think the USA is a particularly clever name. It does accurately describe them. They are a disparate bunch of states first, and then a nation second. But they quite often refer to themselves as Americans when they mean US citizens. This is the problem. It's very difficult to use a nomenclature which isn't a complete mouthful when being more accurate for describing them. Because it is insulting to Canadians and to Mexicans and to Brazilians and to Argentinians and to Colombians and to Venezuelans and to Peruvians and to everybody else in the whole of Paraguayans. Very insulting when US citizens refer to themselves as Americans, and by that they mean the country, because the rest of the continent is America. That whole continent is America. So, yes, it's never that situation isn't going to change. The United States of America is the United States of America and will remain the United States of America until we cease to have nation states, which is a possibility. Nation states are a thing that probably need to go. We need to, as a species, we need to start divesting ourselves of nation states and start unifying, which is why the whole business of smaller nations fragmenting is so infuriating and pointless. It's why the current idea of Scotland becoming an independent nation is so moronic and pointless. It's why devolution was such a colossal, catastrophic waste of UK taxpayer money, which I wasn't invested in politics enough at the time to vote against, although I don't think I was ever given the opportunity to vote against it. But I think we should be coming together as a species. So I am a European, as well as a citizen of the United Kingdom. I strongly identify myself as a European, and if the UK was to join the single European monetary unit, I wouldn't actually object. I think we need to start becoming larger and larger entities. We need to start becoming a unified human race. We need to start exploring getting off this dying rock and start finding the next rock to pollute and destroy. We need to be investigating the universe, because that's the next step in our process as a species, is exploring the universe. We need to start getting off this rock. We need to start making our presence felt in the universe. It's the only way that as a species we will evolve intellectually. It's the only way as a species we will evolve not spiritually, because evolving spiritually is an oxymoron. Spirituality is a stupidity that needs to be banished so that we can move on as a species. But it's the only way we can grow up as a species, because at the moment we think we are the center of the universe. We think that the entire universe revolves around us. We are finding it extraordinarily difficult to let go of the fact that we are not what the universe was created for. We're having enough trouble getting rid of this moronic supernatural imaginary friend in the sky that a couple of billion people still believe in. In a planet of 7 billion people, it astonishes me that in the 21st century we still believe in something that humanity made up, completely made up, to explain stuff that it couldn't understand at the time. But we are a childlike species, and in terms of the evolution of the planet, we are the planet's very youngest children. We are the evolutionary process from the ancestors. We are the from ancestors that we share. We care. Okay, I'm not explaining this very well because I'm trying to concentrate on a driving game. This is far too deep, and I don't understand the subject well enough to explain it with any clarity. But anybody that tells you that their ancestor is not a chimp is actually accurate. We're not evolved from chimps. Chimps and apes and humans share a common ancestor. That ancestor is not apes. There's a famous pseudo-evolutionary image, which is the silhouette of I think it's 4 or 5 creatures that go from ape to human. to modern human. That's actually not an accurate depiction of evolution. And a more accurate depiction of the process of evolution is a fragmented evolutionary process from a common ancestor to dozens of species which have involved different evolutionary process branches. And so anyone that points at that image and says I didn't come from an ape, well, yeah, but they also didn't come from overnight from a sky god. So, but anyway, moving away from more, the controversial subject of science versus religion, back to the process gap between an old generation of console and a new generation of console. I was watching a podcast, the UK IGN podcast, where they were talking about, where they touched on the subject of when do we stop referring to the PS4 as next gen and start referring to it as current gen. My guess would be when I think the best time to do that is when a manufacturer is producing more of the newest console than of the oldest console. When PS3 started to be out manufactured by PS2 started to be out manufactured by PS3, maybe, I don't know, a year or two into its lifespan. In fact, no, now that I'm saying it, that doesn't sound right either. I think we should start referring to PS4 as current gen and PS3 as last gen. I think we should start referring to Xbox One or Xbone, if you wish to use that amusing nomenclature. We should be start referring to Xbox One as current gen and Xbox 360 as last gen. I don't know a single person in my group of friends that has a PS2. I don't know anyone in my current circle of friends that has an original Xbox. So that's no longer last gen. Neither of those consoles is being manufactured anymore. Neither of those consoles is supported by servers anymore. And very few I don't think they're making games for those consoles. I don't think they're making PS2 games anymore. They're certainly not making Xbox games anymore. So I think it's quite safe to say that that's no longer last gen. That's last gen, and needs to be consigned to the annals of history rather than being referred to anymore. I don't actually own a PS2. It's the PlayStation I skipped. I had an original PlayStation, what gangsters might refer to as an OG PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 3, and in approximately 5 months I will have a PS4. I am so much looking forward to the PS4. I'm looking forward to a number of games. I'm looking forward to Watch Dogs, although Watch Dogs has been delayed again. Watch Dogs has been delayed, not again. Ooh, I was going to go into that lane, but that yellow car has rightly flashed me for coming into his lane. And we are going to possibly need to rest. Yeah, we're going to need to rest soon. So I'm going to look at the map to see where our rest spot is. Yeah, let's rest before we get to Prague, I think. Yes. So we've got 6 hours. We've got to rest in 2 hours. Yeah, I think we will pull a rest stop outside Prague. The next one that appears. Yeah, so I think we should start referring to the PS4 as current gen. It is current gen. It's where Sony's pouring all of its development resources and its manufacturing resources. I think we should start referring to Xbox One as current gen, because that's where Microsoft are pouring its resources. So that's, I think, where we should be going. I am probably going to, at the most, buy one more PS3 game, and that'll be, if I buy it, that'll be GT6. I will hang on. I probably won't buy another PlayStation game other than that. Maybe the two Crysis games, because they're on an amazing deal at the moment. Crysis 3 is being offered at £6, and Crysis 1 is being offered at £4. And I happen to have Crysis 2, which is the worst of the three. So I was kind of put off it, but I should give Crysis 1 got fantastic reviews, and Crysis 3 got pretty good reviews as well. So I might buy those two as well, and they'll keep me going on the PS3 until I get my PS4. I've got Assassin's Creed 3, which I kind of gave up on because it was annoying me, because the climbing mechanic I couldn't wrap my hand around. I really wanted to like Sleeping Dogs, but I am crap at beat 'em ups. This is why I struggled with Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, is because the beat 'em up element of it eludes me, because I am no good at timing the kicks and hits and blocks and counters, and you need to be able to do that in order to be successful. I think I got to 21% on City and 10% on Asylum, and then yeah, we need that. Yeah, buddy, I feel you. It's ridiculous. I'm getting more and more of these yawning noises, with every journey we do. Don't know whether that's because we're doing longer journeys. It's probably because we're doing longer journeys. Yes, it's almost certainly because we're doing longer journeys, and I'm a moron, and you should stop listening to me. In fact, stop watching this video, because you should be doing something better with your time than watching this idiot pontificate. So the last full price game that I will buy, the last full price game I will buy certainly, Gran Turismo. I love that series. I can't not. You know, I'm probably, when I finish this, I'm probably going to play GT. I'm probably going to buy and download GT6. And possibly pick up Crysis 1 and Crysis 3 as well, given how cheap they are. And it might encourage me. It might encourage me to finish Crysis 2. It might force me to push back my purchase of the PS4 until the prices come down a little bit more. Bye-bye loan installments. No, I want to play Watch Dogs. What I will do actually is I will probably buy my PS4 when Watch Dogs comes out, because that's the game that I'm. Oh, what the hell am I talking about? Assassin's Creed 4. Do you know what? I don't know whether it's because I'm trying to. My brain is siphoning off a portion of its processing capacity to automatically drive in this game, or whether I just am genuinely stupid. But I do remember talking about Assassin's Creed 4 at the beginning of this video, and how, actually, have I missed the? I have, you know. I've gone and done it again. I've missed a rest spot. Ugh. What a moron. And I can't, it's not like real life where you can just park up the side of the road and fall asleep. I might have to go into Prague. No, I'll pick up that one there. Right. I've done it again. Second video in succession where I've made a plan to get to stop at a rest stop and then completely ignored the rest stop as I've sailed by it. I'm going to get fined because I'm not going to be able to make that rest stop before I've run out of time. Oh, that's infuriating. I mean, it's only £80. Yeah, no, I'm getting tired. But it does mean this annoying blackout noise appears on the screen, and I keep getting those messages. Okay. So, how close are we to... Oh, in miles. Yeah, I'm probably going to get about 3 or 4 of those fines. They're about £80 each. But the most annoying part of it is that the screen goes black. So you can't see where you're driving. Which kind of adds the element of danger. You can't stop, because if you stop, you're never going to get to the rest stop, which means you're never going to get the rest that you need. Speeding fine. I saw the speeding camera, and just as I saw the speeding camera, I got the fine. So I don't think we should worry about speeding fines at this point. We need to worry about rest stops. No, that one's going to be a nightmare. That's a narrow road. We're going to stick on the 5, go to the 1. I don't want to go through Prague, because going through Prague will break my rule about not visiting cities that I'm not scheduled to visit. I've got 20 minutes and I'm still miles away from this rest stop. So, yeah, so I will get my PS4. I'll get it for Assassin's Creed 4. I'll probably play the dickens out of that. And I'll probably have a month or 2 before Drive Club comes out, and Watch Dogs. And they're the 2 games that are PS4. Drive Club is a PS4 exclusive. Watch Dogs is not a PS4 exclusive, but it is a current gen exclusive, not last gen. Anything that I haven't played, I will hang on to my PS3. My PS3 is only 2 years old. I had an old 60 gig PS3 which I bought because I wanted to play PS2 games on my on it, because I was still playing Gran Turismo 4. So I played a lot of Gran Turismo 4 on my 60 gig PS3. And then having that backwards compatibility became less important to me when GT5. I had it's raining. Wonderful. I had Prologue, GT5 Prologue, but that wasn't particularly good. Rest stop. Grab that rest stop. I had GT5 Prologue, but it wasn't particularly good, and so I carried on playing GT4. Yay. Right, engine off, power on. Let's get some rest. Bit of a stretch. Right, engine on. It's not raining, so those can go. Let's whack the high beams on because it's night time. Oh, parking brakes on. Let's get back on the road. So we're quite close to our destination, which is good news. And it's night time. So once again we'll get an opportunity to see the pointless and not working reversing light, which frustrates me greatly. This is fantastic. I mean, this is just like driving at night, where you've got this sort of tunnel of light that appears in front of you. The slightly unrealistic nature of the rear view mirror on the right, which is giving us a lot more detail than we really should have. And we should have no more detail from that rear view mirror than we have. In fact, we should have less from the rear than the front. There's no rear illumination, so. I love the fact that the lampposts are different in different regions. They've actually gone to the trouble of separating all of their countries. This is not how they originally made the game. Originally they made the game as one large map, but in one of the previous updates they separated the maps into countries, and which makes it much more easy for them to apply regional variances specific to a particular country. So for instance, they can have a pool of, say, region-specific lampposts, and that country will then select only lampposts that are tagged for that region, which is fantastic. Oh, we're going through all the tunnels. Ugh, speeding fine. I think that's my second or third in this journey. I really need to start paying attention to those posted speed limits. Let's get in line for this turn-off. You saw the road sign for Brno, which obviously is, we all knows where I'm headed in this particular journey. And then we'll get to our destination and we will badly park our load. Has become the tradition for this playthrough. And then we'll pick a new job and try and pick somewhere we haven't been. I need to be in that lane. Try and pick somewhere we haven't been before. They don't have the wonderful illuminated LED road signs in the Czech Republic like they do in the UK. That's sad. Those are quite useful. They're for things like posting when an accident's coming up, or if there's a variation in the speed limit. That's quite useful. I like it. Let's overtake this chap who's getting in our way. Yeah, from LKW. We're alright for fuel, we're alright for rest. Obviously, because we just had a rest, we just had a sleep. The guys from ProMods put up another video a couple of days ago showing a new city for France. France seems to be the region that's getting the most love at the moment. I'm guessing, in fairness, they kind of have to do France before they can get to Spain and Portugal, because you have to have a route into France. So I mean, they've done northern France, which would suggest to me that the first Spanish cities are going to be in northern Spain. But that kind of rules out access to Portugal, I guess. Maybe, actually, maybe not. But it rules out Madrid. Doesn't necessarily. I think it rules out Barcelona as well. Doesn't rule out Valencia. Valencia's in northern Spain, I believe. Is it? Actually, is it? Actually, Valencia is on the eastern coast. So that actually possibly wouldn't count as northern Spain. An idiot speculating online. What's new? But yes, France kind of has to be done. It has to be completed before they can get to Spain. Certainly, the part of France that touches on Spain has to be all in, or routes through it have to be arranged before they can attach the Spanish cities that they've already made. Spain is probably one of the ones I know the least about. It's the forum with the least information. Actually, no, it's the forum with the second least information. The forum with the least information is Euromir. Ireland is another one I'm looking forward to, but Ireland is one that doesn't need any work doing to the United Kingdom for it to get going. There's already at least one port. There's 2 ports that you could potentially go from. You could potentially go from Cardiff, and you could absolutely certainly go from Liverpool. There isn't a Scottish city on the west coast that you could use as a port. They'd have to put one of them in. You'd also have to put in a port in North Wales. You wouldn't have to put a city. You just have to put a port, and there's a port already available. I've posted on ProMods website about how they could potentially access their Irish map, and what they would probably need to do in order to make it usable, because Cardiff really isn't a city that you go to Ireland from. You go to Ireland from the east coast of Wales, particularly the northeast coast. I don't know whether there are any routes from Ireland to mainland Europe. You possibly would have to go through the UK to get to mainland Europe, and vice versa. But Ireland is exciting. It's extra cities that drive on the left-hand side of the road, right-hand side of the cab. And you can never have too many of those. As a Brit, you can never have too many of those. It expands the usable portion of the map, and it forces European users of this game to return to the United Kingdom, and to return to the challenge of driving on the left-hand side of the road. And that's never a bad thing. This suddenly looking a bit stuttery, a bit twitchy, and I'm wondering what's happening that's making it twitch. Have I got something running in the background that's making the game stutter, because it normally runs a bit more smoothly than this? But there we go. It's does make it difficult to overtake and tight. Oh, excuse me. I'm sneezing, which means I have to close my eyes, which makes it very difficult to drive on a corner. I felt sure that I would be in a barrier at some point. Oh, we're nearly there. I can see Brno. And this is our exit. Oh, I can feel another. Sorry, I had to come to a halt there. I was about to sneeze and I didn't want to hit a barrier. These barriers are bad enough at the best of times and the best conditions, but I've got very twitchy. The game's a bit twitchy at the moment. And I don't want to close my eyes and end up in a barrier. So let's get to the end of the road. Right, there's 2 cars coming. That one doesn't look like it's going, so let's pull out and head to Brno. And let's get my preferred in the city magnification. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Snorting, it's not very good. Okay. And I don't know whether we've got 1 or 2. I think we've got 2 discoverables in Brno. And given that we have got 5 hours to deliver, and it says we're going to deliver in 2 minutes, I think we can find the discoverables before we send our chap. Oh, hello. We needed to be on that side. That's alright. So we've discovered Brno. We're about to discover a recruitment agency. There you go. Let's have a quick look at the map, see where if there is another discoverable. No, there's no other discoverable. Right, okay, so let's drop our load. Let's get over on this side of the road. And Actually, I've just realised I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. That's very bad form. Yep, these are single lane carriageways. Alright, so this is our destination. Sandbuilders is where we are dropping our load. So let's go in, let's find our drop point. Okay, it's there. Let's pull our U-turn and get ourselves positioned. Oh, actually. I wonder if I can go around the back. Will this be too tight? No, we're alright on that front. Let's make this tight turn. Yeah, this is probably going to be as successful as my drop in the quarry when it comes to running through the... Oh, hello, too far. Maybe. Yes, we've done it. Excellent. We made it. So, parking brake on, engine off. Let's check out our... Right, excellent. Back to the excellence. That makes me happy. That always makes me happy. Yeah, I didn't think we would make it to level 15. We did just touch into 14. That's fine. We got a... so we got an excellent rating. We drove 858 kilometers. It took us 20 hours and 51 minutes in game time. We used 381.2 litres of fuel. We got a base reward of £19,554 and 858 XP. Proficiency bonus for level 14 of £4,106. An ADR delivery bonus, class 3 of 180 XP, a long distance delivery bonus, skill rank 2 of £1,907 and 214 XP, an urgent delivery bonus for skill rank 1 of £572 and 171 XP, and the parking bonus of 45 XP. I don't know why I keep doing that, actually I should stop doing that, that's a bit daft. 45 XP, giving us a total of £26,138 and 1,468 XP, which in turn gives us a lifetime for this profile, a lifetime XP of 23,660. Level 15 is at 24,600, so we're 1,000 XP away essentially from going to level 15. So at the moment we're still at level 14 skilled worker. That's awesome. As always, if you watched the whole video and you reached this, thank you very much. I am getting views on these videos, but I'm not getting complete views, so if you've watched this, you're possibly the first person to do so. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the next video, but until then, I'll see you on the road.